Hello everyone. Hello everyone. I think we're streaming now. I hope you're doing well. It's been a few days. Uh, so yeah, I wasn't planning on streaming today. During my trading time, because usually I don't trade ETH unless we have something really good. And so basically, it was an exception. And we'll see about the next days how it goes. So just want to do a small recap, uh, and then we'll see some stats, and we'll chat about how the real progression is, and we're gonna talk about all the gurus. They say, all the flashy things, become a millionaire, and you're gonna become a millionaire in one day, and all this crap. But this is like a big old lie. All you have to do is daily adjust your risk management, have your plan, take your profits as you go, and then start basically like building your account. And as your account grows, just adjust your risk, take more risk as your account grows, and that's the way to go. But it's not going to be overnight. It may it may take a while, but then it's going to be worth it. It's 100%. Absolutely. And someone wise said, yeah, people and especially traders, they they overestimate what they can achieve in 1 or 2 or 3 months, but they underestimate what you can achieve in a year or 2 years, 3 years. And this is very wise, actually. This is very wise. I think Mark Hutchinson told from the Falcon FX. Okay, so basically, we're gonna just pop in my high time frames. Today was a really good day for me in terms of trading. Was pretty much straightforward. Uh, there was a couple of nice setups. I risked a little bit more. Started my day with 3% earnings. It could have been actually better, as we're gonna see, but uh, I was afraid of losing, of actually like uh, leaving my trade a little bit more loose in order to reach higher. So basically, I had like it was 3% of my account, but it could have been 5 or 6% if my initial trade, my first trade of the morning, um, was a bit more loose. So as we see, I would have reached both of my target profits, as it turned out later. Uh, then the 3%, that was a nice setup. Uh, I took an entry. It was a little bit early entry, so I lost that 3%. I went back to zero. Then I took the immediately after second entry right after, and I'll explain why. And that gave me the confidence. I put some more risk. I put like 3 micros, and it banged on around 30 points or so, and it went higher. But as I will explain, how to go to work, and if I'm not in front of my computer, I don't want to leave any trades just loose or anything, just you know. hang around less loose, just in case I want to just take profits, have ease of mind that I got my earnings and I'm done for the day. Otherwise, yeah, I could have, because if I had a run, I could have made that maybe the double of, maybe I could have made like 20% or so easily. Um, yeah, so just close with 11.2% for the day. Okay, and let's go to our basically first trades. So the first trade, these trades were just made from my phone. Don't ask me how to trade from my phone. I'm very familiar with it. So yeah, when I'm not on my computer, usually I have my phone just having a quick look, and if I see some setups, I don't hesitate to take them. So basically, let's see first the high time frames to see where we were early today. So basically, early today, as you can see here on the yearly, price for a while now has been moving below, has been moving on the minus on the second band, negatively on the yearly, and as you can see, it tried once. I think it was a CPI. It tried to break out, but it didn't work. And then it remained below the previous VWAP of the yearly. It tried to broke, I think was it like on Friday. It went back under, and today it broke out for good. And now it's heading towards the yearly DVA low. It's still in theory, it's still bearish on the high time frames on the yearly, and on the quarterly, and on the monthly, as we can see, is challenging to change now. It just hit the VWAP and got rejected. There was like a big rejection, as you can see here. Got a big rejection on the VWAP. On the weekly though, we'll see that the week started, it's our first day, so we're not using very much the weekly, but we have drawn some of the previous weekly DVAs, which help us, with the narrative. So basically, this is the second week of the 9th of the September 24. So it's basically this range from here to here. So we came in within, and we basically were trying now to challenging the highs. The VWAP on its own is still a Monday, so hasn't differentiated from the intraday, so we're not gonna use it much. Just from the point of view where we're studying, we're like on the yearly, quarterly, we're still bearish, we're still below the DVA low, but on the monthly is trying to change that. That's very important to keep in mind. And then just keep in mind that on the weekly, we're still on the value areas of September of 24, which is quite low. Okay, that's from the high time frame perspective. Okay, let's see now. So all these levels I've drawn them on the map, on the chart here, just mapping out. So the weekly VWAP, as I started my day, that's from the Friday. So I knew it was around here, but it could have been a little bit different, a little bit up or down. I had it as a guide. Haven't changed it yet. So what it came day I saw basically yesterday, on Friday, price was around the weekly DVA low, which you can see here, coming from the lows. So previously, as you can see, let's take the things from the beginning. So we had like imbalance down, we had our lease line in the sand. We broke below line in the sand. we built some volume here, and then we started going higher. That level here is the quarterly previous DVA low from the 2 quarters before. So basically, on the high time frames, is this part. Let me just draw it for you. So basically, this quarterly is around here. So price just broke low and then started coming up. So that one is a failed breakdown. Okay, it means that it started going down, took the stops, and then as it coming back, it took out the sellers as well, who got tricked that we may go lower. That is a failed breakdown, and that is one of my core setups. So basically, this is a quarterly previous DVA low, and as we can see, the price fell below, tested it again, building some significant volume around, and then retested it here, and that would be an amazing entry to go higher, like a concept overall higher for the next days. So basically, we see like a massive failed breakdown here. In terms, it was around, let's say 40s, was around 20, 30 points. So we had this massive failed breakdown, started coming up for the rest of the day, higher, then we see. This is the yearly previous DVA VWAP that we saw on the chart. So it managed to go and stay above. It's very significant that it didn't came and then just got rejected, but it came, retested it, stayed above, and attempted to break the monthly previous DVA low. You see, it attempted to break. That was the green line is the value area high. I use volume as well in my analysis and in my trading. So we see we tested that. We couldn't go to the weekly previous DVA VWAP of the 9th of the September 24, but we were close enough. Following that rejection, the price ended up just below the monthly previous DVA low. That monthly is the monthly previous DVA low. Just let me just double check. We're on the 14th, so 14th. There's a monthly previous DVA low of the September. Okay, so this is September. Okay, so we basically, yeah, the 14th and the 16th were here. So basically, if you can follow the September, that's the yellow, which starting from here and it's closing here. So basically, the price came, it attempted to go higher. That's what I showed you on the chart, to stay higher, and then the day ended below it. Then we spent on the overnight session. This line here, the orange line, is the previous DVA VWAP, the monthly one, from the August. Okay, but which also gets respected. But to not confuse things, just forget August for now. Just focus on September. So we see basically it just came down, and we came today to break through it, and we tested the developing VWAP, which is this line here, and got rejected. Okay. but it's the first time since when was that? Since the 10th of March, so that was the previous week, 2 weeks ago, we were first like in this area of September, and now we're just going back in. If we manage to break one day the VWAP, that would be a very significant step for the buyers, because as we can see, there's been this month, like started, we're almost like at the 17th of March, so this for the whole month, price never managed to go above the VWAP. So if we break above, that would be a very significant step for the buyers to regain their control. Okay, so let's go back to the chart. So we see here, that was the monthly I told you about. Overnight we stay below, but the important thing is to notice that we never went very below the yearly previous DVA VWAP. We didn't dip like previously. And that's a very good sign for the buyers to see that, they're trying to push up. So we're coming into the session. This is the ETH session. Okay, so basically we're coming to the session. I see this dip below. By the way, I use also SMAs. This is the SMA 200. That's for the big investors. Medium term, that's the 50. 20 with the purple. And the pink is the 9. It's the very short time investors. I'm just using because, especially the trend, you can see how well they hold, and it's a very good sign for trading if you want to hold your trades. Just another confirmation. Basically, you can say that. But I'm not trading based on them. I'm just using them as a guide during the trend days. I use only the high time frames for my narrative. Okay, we're coming into the session, and I noticed that there is, if you see here, price has been rejected from all the high time frames and the weekly VWAP, which was above. Now we went below. Thinking that we may dip below to the weekly previous DVA low, which is this one, if we manage to break the VPOC. The VPOC is a very, very important, target, and you can either hold the price or reject it in a big way. Here it actually held the price. However, I wanted to take a trade because I saw this good rejection. It was a very good setup. So basically, I took at 5 or 56.03, which is just around here. Price retested the 9 SMA, and then hit my target was around here. That was my first target. My second target was lower. So after see that my first target was hit, it was like with two contracts. I decided to take the other contract just above. If you see these wicks, they are like a flat line. So basically, I put my stop around just above, and I got stopped out. Okay, that was my first one. I think I got around 1% for this one. So let's go to the other ones. So here is another setup. We see that price, after the rejection from the weekly VPOC, it started ramping up, crossed the VWAP above this time. It held twice the weekly VWAP and the 50 SMS as well. When I saw that the price got rejected and it held for third time, both the VWAP and the 50 SMA, I got long with 3 contracts. I had a little bit more confirmation with this one. That's why I ended a little bit heavier. First target was hit. Then I decided, as I was expecting price to be a little bit more aggressive. So I was expecting price to go at least to 1, 2, 3 and go, which it did later then. But as a surprise, just hovering around here, and I didn't see it as a good sign. So I decided to take two of the three contracts right here. And then I was thinking about leaving the other one as I saw there was some bullishness. I saw there's some bullishness with the SMAs and everything. But price decided to go a little bit below and just play around. Since it's the VWAP, that was expected. Usually around the VWAP is a little bit choppy and stuff. But it got deep below. You saw it got deep below. It got it below the yearly. That tricked me because I thought that, the whole structure is about to collapse and go down to test the 200 SMAs, which I didn't really want that because that was too much for me. What I missed though, and would have given me a very good bias for longs, and if I had noticed before, there was no chance I would have taken out, was that on my intraday chart, right here there was the VPOC. That was the intraday VPOC here, and I'll show you what I mean. So basically, we're around on the 4 a.m. in the news. Let me see. I'll show you now my intraday chart. So if we go on the 4 a.m. here, yeah, the VPOC has moved now, basically. So this is the line for the VPOC. Let me see. Sorry, just gonna find it. Yeah, I'm just gonna put it on the left side. Sorry for that. So it's easy to see it. Yeah, so basically the VPOC now, you can see it here. Just forget this. Sorry, just. Okay, so basically the VPOC is here now, but during the morning session, so that's the area we're looking at, okay? So during the session, the morning session, I'm not sure if I have a screenshot. I'm gonna see later if I have a screenshot. So basically, the VPOC was, I think it was around here somewhere. It was around here. No, sorry, it was here. So basically, the VPOC was over here, and if you remember, I took the trade, and then I took it around here. Here was a yearly margin, but here is a yearly. So I went in, took two out of three trade, two out of three micros here, and I was planning to leave, a runner. But since I saw this one was collapsing, So it was here. So basically, as I saw this one was collapsing, I thought, okay, I need to let's take out let's close the position completely. But if you see a screenshot of that 4 a.m., you will see the VPOC, the intraday VPOC was here. So basically, the price was held by the intraday VPOC, and not only held, but it was tested. It tested it twice. That's a very good sign for the bulls to build on their position. If I knew that, I never noticed that because I had my volume turned off on my phone. Yeah, if I knew that, I would never add. I would just leave one position and then I could have entered another contract after the retest here. Then, as normally do, I would have ended with one position which I had from before, from previously, and then another contract. So basically, I would run into this position with two contracts. And was then my plan was to take my first contract here on the monthly. You see this high time frame, and then the second one had as a profit target yesterday's. If you see yesterday here, where the price found rejection. So if I show you screenshot with my positions, that was my first profit target. And that was my second profit target. Meaning that I could have captured around 20 points plus, let's see, I would have captured if I ended here around, let's say here, let's say around 20 points here plus plus around 30 points with the other contract. So basically I could have captured around 50 points, 50 points with these two contracts. If I just knew that the VPOC is holding the price right here. Anyway, I'm taking all my position. Then I see I got off the charts. Then I see I was coming later, and then I saw that price basically went as I was expecting. Because you see that one, that rejection, if you see, is exactly at the same level as was the yesterday's rejection. Can you see that? Exactly, almost to the tick. Exactly to the tick. You see? Exactly to the tick. So that was my plan. So my plan played out perfectly. I just didn't know that this price was heading by the VPOC, and I got confused, and I thought, there's a big rejection coming, so that's why I took my position out. That's why sometimes if you have some, very good screen time and some experience, it's very good to trust your instincts because 9 times out of 10 they will prove you right. Yeah, thanks for this profit. Uh, I try to push it. I try to push it, but I don't like to push it too much because risking too much can easily blow your account. So I always um, adjust my risk based on my setups and on the price action. Okay, so we're coming later. So I was out of the charts right here. I came in to see that the price after the rejection from the monthly came down to the 200 SMA. And here is where we had the news. Basically, the news just came down to test the weekly VWAP, got rejected instantly. And what happened later is basically run through the monthly, and stop right here. Okay, let's see now how this how this point relates to the previous actions. So you see, that's the point I was telling you before. This is the exact point where it was yesterday. So after the rejection of the weekly VWAP, which is down here, came up to test the highs, the yesterday's highs, got rejected, and came down to test twice the monthly. Okay, came test the monthly. So I didn't take this trade. I came on the charts around here, and the price had already, left the original point. I didn't want to take any trade, in the midway, where we would have possible, rejections or anything. So I prefer to stay away from this trade. So I came down. So had in mind, and also bear in mind, how price action works. It's very good to know like a few things about price action. So basically, let's say that the monthly previous DVA low is a very fresh level, so it hasn't been tested before or anything. Okay, when the price breaks, you can take the first test without even like with just close your eyes and take it. Trust is very trustworthy. Take it right away. But I knew that the monthly is not fresh because as we can see previously, as we can see, it has been tested very, very many times here. Many times. So it wasn't fresh. So I had two things on mind. That my first thing is actually that it might fail and go lower again to this level. Or if it decides to go higher, I should have waited to price to come below, break it, and then the buyers reclaim it. Then it's the perfect time to enter. Okay? This is only in the case where the level is not fresh. Of course, I didn't listen to myself. So I came here, price came here, tested the level almost to the point, and starting it rejecting. So here I got like FOMO wise, even knew that I have to wait for the level to break and then reclaim it and then enter. I got in around here basically. Okay, price came down, and at that point I lost the 3% which I had from the first, if you remember, from my first trade in the morning. But as I saw the price coming in, basically it played my setup to the tick. Played out my setup perfectly. Price came down, broke the level below, and then buyers reclaimed it. That's another failed breakdown, which happened on the monthly. Since I saw the price coming in after the reclaim, I entered, had a very good entry around here. And then, as I said, I was about to go to work, so I didn't want to leave any runners or anything. I just wanted to take my profits. And I ended with 3 contracts right here, and I basically got around, let's say 56.36, which is about here to the 56.52 in 25. Yeah, I always leave. I'll tell you about it. That's another thing. Yeah, so I got 16 points with 3 contracts, and that setup I was very confident that probably should have gone with a 5 micros, because I was very confident about this position. Very nice setup. Anyway, that gave me the 11% in for the day. and made some very good profits. Uh, yeah, I know that I shouldn't have traded that. I shouldn't have take this trade because I was expecting from exactly this attack, which happened right afterwards. So basically, I just wasted 3% on this one. But yeah, as I said, we need to learn from our mistakes and we need to be patient and do not compromise with anything less. So another thing I'm using, that's why I said I said before that I put my taking profits. I don't put them exactly on the level, but I always prefer to take them right at the 90% because market is not perfect, and sometimes you may see price coming, leaving a gap here, and then reversing, and then what you ending up is giving back all your profits if you're not in front of the computer to stop out manually. So what I'm always doing is basically take my profits at 90% uh, of the price ladder, and I'll tell you about it now. So basically what I do, I just use Fibonacci to calculate the 90%. So basically, let's say, okay, uh, this is the bottom or the top. You can use it, reversely. Where's my target? My target is here. And I took profits on the 90%. Just in case something happens and, price reverts, which didn't happen now. But, it's better be cautious. Okay. This is also a nice way to see if you have any doubts about, like for example, like we see price came here. If it crosses the 50%, then the chances of reversing are getting less and less. So it's also another good, very nice way to see, to decide whether your trades, are gonna go the way you want it, and they're not gonna reverse. Okay. Yeah. So basically, that was my last trade for the day. I was happy with the 11% I got. Uh, and then, as we see, price. I'm just curious. Let's see if it went to the 90% of this price action. Okay, let's take it here. Okay, let's put 100% after the weekly previous DVA high. There you go. This is exactly why you say take profits at the 90%. This is exactly why I say take profits at the 90%. You see price came down here, had as a target the weekly previous DVA high. I'll show you later which one it is because we have 3 different previous DVAs here overlapping. So basically, what the price when it started here, it had always as a target this one, and you know what it did? It came to the 90% and got rejected. So if you had your stop here, you would maximize your profits. Okay. Of course, that was my target because this is the first high time frame after my entry. So I didn't want to leave it, go all the way high here to my second. That was basically a nice one to be having like a second target. But as I said, I was about to go to work, so I say, take profits, secure profits here. In this trade, you could have easily make 89 to 20%. Yeah, if you could manage, the trades. So basically, that's another way you see 90%. Just keep in mind, it always works, always. I'll post it on the Discord as well, which is a really nice example. So basically, okay, let's say price got rejected at the weekly, came down, came down in a fashion way. You see, yes. Then broke up, but tried to go long, failed. Build it here some volume, and then went to higher. And it broke the weekly and the quarterly. And I have marked here 5703. And I'll show you which one it is. I think this one must be. Hold on. Yeah, yeah. 5710. It's basically tested this. There's a technical level here, 5710. And it got rejected, you see. I think that's the monthly VWAP I was showing you before. So basically, yeah, 5705. That's the monthly VWAP got rejected from. So here we have the monthly VWAP. I'm gonna chart it now. 5705.60. Okay, so you see it tested the monthly VWAP almost to the tick and got rejected, and it returned around the quarterly previous VWAP and the weekly. And if you see around the green line, so basically the green line is the value area high. If I basically, so this is why I'm saying that price is non-random. Price is following specific high time frame patterns uh, along with the volume areas, the volume area highs and lows. So basically you see that price action had as a target today the monthly VWAP, okay? It got rejected and then retreated back. It tested the value area high. But the important is to notice that it never went in. So it's like the price saying us, oh guys, I don't want to get back, uh, to the usual price. I want to stay at the extremes because I want to build some volume, and tomorrow I want to keep my journey up. Okay, I don't want to go back to the trading, trading volume. Okay, this is what the price is telling us. And after that, as we see overnight or tomorrow, we may see another test of the monthly VWAP, aiming to break it. So this is what the narrative is saying, Uh, this is what the narrative is telling us. Just got a screenshot of the Fibonacci here because it was very important. If you give me a minute I just need to do a screenshot of that. Okay. So now it's time, I think, to go to do a small like recap on my stats. So this is all my stats for this evaluation, top step evaluation, which I'm taking. So basically we have, this is TradeVis, by the way. It's really nice. It's a really nice platform to load for your stats and everything. It has pretty much everything you need. So basically it's we have 130 trades in total, which is a very solid, uh, database. And so far I have 17 trading days. It says winning 13, but as I'll show you later, it says 4 losing days, which I'm not sure where it finds 4 losing days, which so far as you can see, I have only 2 losing days. But anyway, short trades was my majority because we're on the bearish, so just, this is gonna change now. Win-loss ratio 1.8, which is okay. Trade expectancy is quite low, but it's because I have a big drawdown on my second day. Profit factor is small because I had a big red day on my second trade, on my second day, which I have now fully recovered and I'm on the plus. As you can see here. So basically I'm on the plus 50-20 so far, and I have recovered from 1,000. Yeah, so you can see like I'm on the 17th of March, and so far I've made like 1200, only trading with micros, like 1, 3, maximum 5 micros, very rarely, which is, the power of micros for me, the power of micros, because many people underestimate micros, but for me it's the go-to contract to go if you have a small account. Volumes, like average, you can see it's around usually 20, maximum 20 to 30 usually. So loss. Here you can see as well on the monthly view. That's basically, so that's this is February where I started the challenge. I got a big drawdown, and this is the trading days. I had one losing day on last Monday, I think. But it's important to keep your trading days, your losing days, uh, as low as you can, especially like lows around the price, around the amount that you can make in one day. That's like a guide for me. And yeah, so basically I made on the second week, so the week I started basically is 530, then 430, then I'm already with one day I'm already at the half of my average profits. So it's going very well so far. So now for the rest of the week, I'll try, since I am already almost half of my profits, I'm gonna try to keep my risk very low, 1 or 2 micros maximum, uh, unless it's a very good setup like we saw today on the monthly over. But usually I'm gonna try to keep it like low, 1 or 2 micros. Uh, this is why it's very very important to have, when you have a good setup, go all in. You know what I mean? Like maximize your risk when you have a really good setup. You're confident because these extra profits, they're gonna give you some psychological relief, especially if you're doing it full time. I'm not doing it full time, but let's say you're doing full time, you're depending on the trading. That extra money is gonna give you big relief for the following weeks and days that, I've achieved my target, I've covered my bills and everything. Now everything I'm doing is extra, you know, which is especially really, really important in the first steps. And this is why also really, really important to, okay, you have some, everybody has some really nice A plus setups. Sometimes they happen often, sometimes, they don't happen very often, but it's nice to have also some, let's say not A plus, let's say B setups, they're still profitable. They're not A setups, so you're gonna go, full risk, but these are B setups. If you take them, uh, day after day after day, they're gonna pay all your bills. So it's really nice to have these B setups, which you can take more often than the A plus setups, and they give you more like a psychological like advantage. So here's like an overview. So far we saw my custom dashboard. So this is my overview basically. So we see here we covered, and so basically this is my average. So the nice with the trading is you can go. Let's say you can go to the summaries, and you can see your equity curve. You can see your overall statistics, which is pretty much everything you need here. There's everything you need. Count statistics. It's nice if also like if you can tag some groups and you can keep stats. What's for me the most important is this one, like the overall statistics. So here we have like P&L wise, so you can see your total profit. You can see last week profits. So this is basically the current week profits. Uh, Average P&L per trade, average P&L uh, per trade, average per day, if you want. I think so you can see, let's see, last week's. So here's the yearly. So you can see the monthly average losing P&L is high because I had this one losing day, but it's got to the half one now. So it's the best winning P&L. So the maximum I had in one day, the worst, so 375. But the most important are these ones, is the average losing P&L per day and the average winning P&L per day. So basically you want this one to be 2 times this one in order to have, servability. This one now is quite high because, as I said, I had the big red day on my second day. So it's kind of, it tricks you, but it's not reality, because I can show you now. If I choose to leave out the first week, which I had the big red day, so let's say I choose a custom range. Let's say instead of the 24th, which I had the big red day, let's say I start from this month, okay, for March. Okay, let's say I'm starting the 3rd until the 17th, which is today. Oh, sorry, February, March. Okay, let's say 3 to 17, which is today's. Okay, so we leave out the big day, the big red day on the, I think it was 27th or something. Okay, you see here now how things change. So my average winning day is 165, but my average losing P&L per day is 144. So I need to be careful because these ones, they have ratio 1 to 1. So that means that I need to lower my risk a little bit. It's still 1 to 1, but it should be 2 to 1 to be more profitable. So here we see that the last that this is in March. So in March I made 1200. Average day per trade. This is my average PNL. So make around on average $100, and I'll make around 5% on average. Sorry, per trade, 5% per trade, which is decent. 5% is decent. And per trade average losing. So the average losing percentage per trade is 0.0089. But this is also a result of my high winning rate. We will go to that. Okay, for me there are decent stats. They could be improved, especially on the risky thing, on the average losing PNL. I need to start losing less. Okay, let's go to score metrics, profit factor, and everything trade expectancy. Killer criteria, I'm not quite sure what it is. Average hour value. Because our value, you need to implement it manually, and I didn't have time to actually enter all the values so I can see the total R values. This is something I need to do on the next days. So basically, I've taken 102 trades that was just in March. Okay, the 70 days. Took 102. I had winning 43 and I had losing 59. So basically in March, my winning rate was 42%, which is very, very decent. Anything above 33, 34, 35 is very decent. Okay, we see that the majority was short. And I was doing per day 9 trades per day, which is like a lot as well. I need to lower my trades a little bit. And my winning days is 9 out of 2, so I had 2 losing days in March. This is volume related. Trading duration, which is okay, these are less important. Here, arrival commissions and trade duration. And also something else that I need to improve is my average losing trade duration is almost the same. It's like 4 minutes difference. So I need to cut my losing trades faster. This is a nice review to do on a weekly basis. So you can see how you improve on weekly basis. And one thing to say also about TradeVis is really nice, because if you go where it says compare something, yeah, compare trades. If you go here, I'll give you an example from previous trades. I'm not sure if you can say. Yeah, so basically here you can set different groups of trades. So you can say, okay, I want to compare my first week of March to my second week of March and see any differences. Has my trade changed? Has something improved or gotten worse? And it will show you every stats compared in these two groups with charts. and I'll see if I can find something, just to give you an example, because it takes time to set it up, to do it now for the March. So I'm gonna see now. So this is the Notion I use for my journaling. So let's go to the weekly. Uh, okay, weekly trade journal. I'm gonna find. I haven't done a weekly review for quite a while, as you can see. But I used to do so. Yeah, that's an old one from November 24. So I have specific. So you can see I have specific form which I use, and I paste my trades. But I think somewhere they should be comparing. So have this is important stats that you need to keep an eye on when you're doing the weekly. Drawdown, average winner, average loser, ratio between those, winning percentage, largest gain, largest loss, the ratio between those, the holding time, and the consecutive wins and losses. Then, of course, MAE or MFE, maximum adverse price or maximum favorable price. This is a chart that you can do in TradeViz. This custom made. Okay, so we come here, so you can see, you can do that very easily on the TradeViz. So you can see like the 2 weeks, which was your best day, has your best day changed from week to week. You can compare 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks, as many weeks as you want, or months or any period you wish. So you can see here for the month, comparing the same chart, 2 weeks. So the P&L was, you see, was a bit lower than the previous week. That's very easy to see like visually. So how your trade has changed over the 2 weeks. So remember that was from November 24. Okay. So basically, as you can see on the first week, the week 3, I was most for the long spike. On the week 4, my majority of trades were short. So you can see the trade duration, time of the day, it's the best time I was trading. Losing trades per side, very important. Trade count. You can have any stats you wish, volume. And this is something I need to do this week. R value, how if you put the R value in TradeViz, it can show you how the R value changed. Has it decreased or has it increased, or what's going on. Risk ratio per side, which is also nice important. Where you perform better, risk reward wise. Is it on the shorts or is it on the longs? And here there are some other like technical reviews, important questions we need to answer, some reflections to see if you have any. Do you have repetitive patterns? Do you have something you're constantly doing wrong and you need to improve, or do you have any certain setup that you're very profitable and you need to keep taking it? Or all these questions. Okay, I think I was just talking for too long. Uh, yeah, that was like basically all the things I wanted to cover so far. And yeah, You have a nice evening. I hope I covered some of your questions. So if you want to ask, feel free. Always message me or comment on my videos or message me on my Facebook or in the Discord. I'm happy to answer if I know, if I know the answer, of course. And yeah, have a nice trading week and watch out there.